This video will show you how to put together these 3 little cute gift boxes, which are part of our Valentine's gift box trio, which is SVG files from Simply Crafty SVGs. So when I'm looking for something for Valentine's Day personally, I like to do little gifts. So that's why I made this little trio gift box set, or gift box trio, I should say, of Valentine's for Valentine's Day. And so we have 3 different boxes. So we have the square one. This is the heart one, heart-shaped. And this is a small hexagon. So there are 3 different boxes with lids that you can make. So in here we have the little panels for each of them, which I did use digital paper on them. And I'm one of that doesn't want like the traditional pink per se of the colors of boxes. So I like to go a little bit different. So I use some spring pattern paper to use as my guideline for colors. So what we'll do first is so each box has the box and the lid, and then panels, and then these are top panels, some panels as well for the bottom of the box and the top of the lid. So we'll just start with the square one, which would be the easiest one, and then we'll go on from there. Here are the panels that go on each section here. So you just want to center them. So I'll just put one on. You want to put them on before you assemble it, but I'll put those on really quick. So I'll show you how one goes on, and then I'll put the rest on. So you want to kind of pre-fold it so you can see it's folded already. So these are all the same size panels. So they'll just go like this. So it just has a slight border around it. So we'll put all 4 there. The other thing you want to distinguish before you put it together, so I'm going to put those together in a minute, is which one of these is for the bottom and top. So there's 2 squares that'll be smaller than the others. So if you can go like this, the bigger ones will be the lid, so you want to make sure you know that, and the bottom ones are for the box. So we're also going to put together, this is for the top, so we'll just do that now. So we have this little heart we put on the top piece, so that'll be on the lid. Now the other thing I want to let you know is I'm going to show you these boxes. You kind of can see the different layers here. So there's 3 layers here. I decided that I wanted to simplify the box and not have a 3rd layer. So essentially I took off this middle layer. But this middle layer, for some reason, if you want additional colors, you can go ahead and go to the extra stuff folder in the zip file, and you will find 1 each for each of these. So you can go ahead and grab those if you want additional layer look. And even white, it was kind of fun, you know? I mean, look at the dimension just to get white. So it'd be like kind of a fun little, so here's all 3 of them so you can see them. Let's see if we can go right here. So they're all slightly different, and I'll talk about each of them. So let's go ahead, I'm going to put these on, and then we'll start with the boxes. So again, we want to make sure you have the correct squares. So the squares that are larger will go on the with the lid, and the smaller ones go with the box. So this is a simple square box. I like to put my boxes together this way. Square ones, I know you could do it all in one shot with the bottom part attached, but the only reason I like to do that sometimes is so you can make it a little bit bigger. Actually, I think it's super easy to put glue on here. Just fold it over. And some people attach the panel here, bottom panel. And I just chose not to do that because this is the method I really like to do, because it doesn't take that much paper. I like to put one of the panels on the inside and one on the outside to hide the panel. So it's for strength. It doesn't take that much more, and it's a really sturdy box. So you'll see that's kind of what I do with every single one, including the lids. So I put glue on the inside of these tabs. I'm just going to go ahead and, because it's square, this is like the simplest box. Just going to pop that in there. If it's a big one, it won't fit, so you'll know you have the wrong one immediately. I did that when I was doing a test box earlier. I tried to put the hexagon. When I did the hexagon, I tried to put the bigger one in the box, and I couldn't figure it out, but I figured it out pretty quick. So there you have it, like that. And then I just like to, so you could omit this if you don't really care about those, but you know, if I'm gonna make a gift, I like to make it nice. Most people don't look at the bottom, but so you have 3 different variations, and you could use these really for any occasion. If you didn't want the heart, you just could leave off the heart embellishments on the top. So just make sure you just get that really well. That's when you do those, and so you don't have much gap down here. So now the same thing with the lid, the square, so you can just put glue on this one tab, fold it over. Super easy box, but that's why I have 3 of them in this group. Then we'll do the same thing. We're just going to add glue in here and insert it, and then put the top piece on. So the same as we did with the bottom, we go ahead, and once we get that on the inside, we're just going to make sure it's good and glued on here. Hides all those tabs on the top. So if you can see, you could make this really this box can be used for any occasion. But I'm going to put that on for Valentine's Day. Oops. So you could select to put a pattern paper back there, and put a solid heart there. Up to you how you want to use it, but there's flexibility. So now we have this finished box. So that's the square version. They all have little scalloped edges. So again, just to compare with the all white one, you can see there's an additional layer, so if you wanted to add that, you could just go into the extra stuff folder and cut out that little extra panel. So now we're going to put together the heart version. So this is the box in all white. For this one, the solid ones, the hearts like this is kind of like a polygonal heart. And here are the panels. These are for the bottom, and the ones with the openings on for the top. So the reason I made it this way, this is a little different. When it comes to the top, one of them will be used to glue the tabs, and it'll go on top like this, the last box. This will go underneath it, and this will go like this. So the reason I did it this way is this is slightly different than the square box. Is so you could have acetate and have a clear box if you like. So if you wanted to show off some candy inside. So as with the last box, we're going to put that aside for now. We're going to put on these little tabs. So these will go on either end. So there's going to be two sections. So you want to fold this first, just so you can see where you're centering it. I'm going to just move this aside. And what you'll notice are these little panels. And I know they're teeny, but they don't take long to put on. You will notice that there's 4 of them. So there's the largest ones, then small, kind of a medium, small. So you can put all the small ones together, and then the 2 mediums go right here. So I'll talk you through it as I put them on. I'll start on one side, it'll be the same on the other side. I won't pain you to watch the whole thing. So this one just centers just like we did before. So center. So every single one's going to center. So let me move it over here. Make sure you distinguish which ones are the larger ones. I'm just going to double check to make sure I have the correct ones. I did not. You can tell they're larger. There we go. So these are the larger ones, all the other ones are small. So we're going to go ahead and we do the really large one and then the small one. So you can go ahead and dry fit them. If you didn't want to bother with it, you wouldn't have to put the panels on, but I think it looks good. And that's the little bit larger one. Then a smaller one. This is probably the most complicated box, I say. So it went easy. And then we're going to go to this one, and then the hex will be just, it's not that hard either. So I'll go ahead and continue putting these on the same way. So now I need a large one, and you can tell the difference in size. It's a medium one, I should say. And then the small, and then this last one over there. So now that I have that done, I think I want to put these together. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can go like this, this, and this, but that's the better way is to put it really underneath it. Or on the inside of the, we'll actually do that. We'll put this on after we put the lid together. So I can show you. So I'm just going to line that up. I didn't do a very good job. This is just a little edge piece, border piece. What I did was determine what my pattern was going to be, and then I did the colors based on that. The color of my cardstock. So there's that. And I had just a little bit of a, I'm just going to trim that off. So that'll go on when we do the lid. So let's go ahead and do the box. So the box with this, it's a little bit different shaped. So we can't really, we can flatten it. Make sure you fold it first. And do that. But because it's not an even shaped box all the way around, you kind of have to lift it. Try not to get glue. I'm going to lift it. I'm going to line those up. So I'm lining this edge up to the tap hole carefully. And once I have it lined up, you just want to go over that like that. You could go ahead and put it against the table and apply pressure. So one thing I forgot to tell you to do is this is the point of the bottom of the heart. So this is the top. So I'm going to fold it back. so it's in the shape we need. So you can see the shape coming together. For this one, we're going to glue one of these pieces on the inside again, but I'm just going to anchor it to this piece. So I'm pulling it back a little bit so you can see it better. So we know this is the tip, the bottom tip. So it just doesn't really matter. I'm going to put the non-textured side, because I'm using American Craft textured cardstock, to glue it on the inside so the texture shows on the inside. I'm just going to go ahead and line this edge up. And I did a little bit too much glue. I am using art glitter glue on this. And if you do ask me, glues I like are art glitter glue and Barely art glue, primarily for what I use on a regular basis. I switch between the two. So now that I've gotten it anchored there, I'm going to pull these back so I can slide that in like that. What I'm going to do is add glue to all these tabs and then fold them over and apply pressure from within. So this is where a fine tip applicator comes into play. And one of the reasons I like Barely Art, which I'm not showing you, because it comes with some tips on some of their smaller bottles. I put art glitter glue in here to use it. So I'm going to go ahead, flip that over, flipping all the tabs over. I'm going to start where I adhered it. I'm going to go right here. Then I'm going to push it in as I go around. I'm going to push the edges in, and especially that top, to get that little corner edge in the top of the heart. So you could go around with the tool if you wanted to. I'm just going to use this because it's bone folders are good. They don't really destroy paper, which is nice. So there it is. So now I'm just going to add this bottom tab to cover, panel, I should say, not tab, to cover the tabs. I'm going to add that panel. It's funny what your mind does when it thinks of different words. So when I do Valentine's Day, I like little boxes. So I have a couple larger boxes, but I tend to like to do little things. And go ahead and just apply pressure until that's nice and adhered. So I just wanted to make sure I had some pressure on this until it was good and glued on well. So we're going to do a similar thing with the bottom piece. So we're going to go ahead and add glue to this panel. Tab, not panel. And if you get glue on your fingertips, wipe it right away so it doesn't get on the project. So this is just a damp paper towel I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead and line this up, this edge up, to the tab fold here. Just apply pressure to get it adhered. Same thing as they did on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue I like to glue the non-textured side to the non-textured side. Making sure I have the right See, I folded it in the wrong place. There we go. These funny little tabs will tell you that that's the top. Okay, so we have all the glue here. We're going to flip those down, just like we did the lid, or the box. This is the lid. Saying all the wrong things today. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start at the bottom, again pushing in as we go aside. Go around here. Get this little edge right in the little thing here, so the little point goes down. And you could always do it this way too. And that cute little lid. So now we can go ahead and put that on. So if you wanted to do clear acetate, you could. I'm just going to put some glue around the edge here, so we can go a little bit further in. You want to be really careful if you use acetate though, because you don't want any glue to show. You could also glue it to the back of this if that's what you want to do. So to finish it off, I'm just going to glue this top piece on. Light it up. I'm going to flip it upside down to apply some pressure. That's going to finish off the heart box. So the last one to do is the hexagon. Go ahead and you put a little goodie in there, and there it is. But you do want to get, you don't want the edges to lip like that, so you want to get some good coverage with glue. And so you can put a little bit, make sure that you take the time to apply the pressure to get that as close as possible. It's just because I didn't get really good glue coverage. It will lift a little bit. So, and you can always add a little bit more glue in there with a piece of paper. Just slide it in if you need to get a little bit more. But that's cute, right? So onto the hexagon box. So the last box is a hexagon box, and you can see I just centered these, made sure this was folded and centered all these panels to each of the sections for this is the lid. So, and just the example, if you hadn't seen it, was this. Then we'll go ahead and just center this. And actually, I'm just going to offset it a little bit. Make it a little larger on top. And this will be for the lid. And I'm actually going to put it on top of the panel. So we need to find which one's so two of the panels are going to be bigger than the other two. You want to find the larger ones. Those are the ones for the lids. And then you can see these are for the box. Flip that around. So I'll go ahead and put this panel on one of these. The other one will be for the inside. This is just going to go line up to the edges. And if you did watch the assembly of the other ones, this is very similar. It's, again, pretty simple compared to the heart box. So once we have these together, so to let that dry, We're going to go ahead and make sure you fold this. Get all the tabs pre-folded too. I'm going to pull them out a little bit though. I'm going to flatten it, add glue to the tab, and because it's a polygon with sides that are equidistant, you can just fold it over just like that. So if you have a hexagon or square, octagon, you can usually do that because it has the sides are the same width. So that's helpful. So just like I did for previous boxes, I'm just going to put one of the panels inside and then the other one on the outside to hide the tabs. So we're going to go ahead and just add glue to these tabs on the inside. And the easiest thing is going to be is just to fold up these tabs once I get glue on them and then just slide a panel down. And I'm going to slide it down with the non-textured side down if you are using textured paper, so I can get a nice textured paper inside if somebody opens the box with goodies in it. And if you have too big of a hexagon, it's not going to fit in, so just going to slide it in, getting those sides lined up. So I'm just going to pop it in. You can see I'm just going to go around and apply pressure. So now we're just going to go ahead and add this bottom panel to hide these tabs. So I'm just trying to get the glue as close to the edge as possible. Do that before, but it helps it adhere better. Just line it up. Just make sure that it lines up properly and apply pressure. Once I get it in place, I like to flip it over and apply pressure inside. If you do like these boxes, if you could give me a little thumbs up on the video, like, and or subscribe to our channel if you have not already done so. You can hit that little bell to the right and you'll be notified when we have new projects, including our freebies or maybe tutorials here and there. So I got a really good edge there. So you just want to do it as long as it takes for the glue that you're using. So now we'll put the lid together the same way. Again, you can really fold it anywhere over like that and add glue to the tab. That's a nice thing about polygonal boxes. Fold it over and it just falls into place where it needs to go. So again, I'm going to put this one in like that. Then once I get that glued, I'll glue this on. So let me go ahead and get this on, just like we did the last one, and then we'll glue this top part on. So we went ahead and add the glue for the top. Just lining this up to get this panel on. So we have these 3 little boxes. I'm just going to apply more pressure. So you can really use them for any occasion if you don't use the heart panels. My little Valentine's gift box trio. I thought they would just be some fun little boxes that you could use for Valentine's Day or really any time. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this on. So we have the 3 boxes. So we get them all 3 here. So we have the square, the heart, and the hexagon. So within the file, you'll see all 3 of these have complete files. And I do hope that you enjoy this project. And I thank you so very much for watching.